Construction News Tracker is presented by Caterpillar and produced by 4constructionpros.com. CONEXPO 2020 is now history, and the expansive exposition is being deemed a success, despite major challenges brought about by coronavirus or COVID-19. 4Construction Pros editor Larry Stewart has a look into what the show accomplished.
Hi, Larry Stewart here with 4constructionpros.com. It's CONEXPO-CON Ag 2020. We're wrapping it up here, folks. Cut off a day early with coronavirus concerns. This is the no handshake show. People have been wearing buttons. No offense, it just makes sense. They're saying no handshakes, and you might think that's nothing, but when you've been spending your time meeting people, shaking hands with them for 30 years, and suddenly you come to a trade show and nobody's shaking hands, it really throws things off. That, and we're living in this twilight zone world of the stock market on a roller coaster, and companies backing out of one of the biggest trade shows in the world this year at the last minute because of those coronavirus concerns. Things are a little strange. However, the industry continues to develop technology and construction equipment, and the big change, and again, it's a distinction. We've been talking about grade control for years now, but grade control is really being integrated into the hardware now. We're seeing more massless systems. Caterpillar has this 140 going by right here is a massless GPS grade control system on it. But that, also the machines, this machine's out there with a steering wheel and levers again. John Deere also introduced a massless compact track loader there, 333G, which also is available with a custom fit three-way power angle tilt dozer attachment.
The massless portion is a benefit. You have no mast towers in the way. There's less cables. We integrated the whole system into our architecture, both hardware and software, and we also have a monitor in the cab that shows the maps or the grade of the land, if you will. With the grade control technology, we've done some things to help the operator. So we are also first to market to offer this, but we have a Dozer Mode. So what that does is it takes the skid steer control pattern, the standard control pattern, and at a push of a button, it will change to Dozer Mode. So if a crawler operator is used to running in a crawler control pattern, will be much more familiar and more comfortable with that control pattern.
So a number of the OEMs are talking about electro-hydraulic controls, and in fact, down to skid steer loaders, we're seeing electro-hydraulic controls on things. And I think there's a number of reasons why. The operating conditions with electro-hydraulic controls are improved, the flexibility of the systems, but I think that the thing that we need to watch for is the advent of remote control systems. Now, Caterpillar's command system allows an operator in a office, if he wants to, in his home, if he wants to operate machines anywhere in the world. We saw that demonstrated here. One operator, one control station operating machines in Arizona, Illinois, and I think there was one in Spain or something like that. Now these systems are not just fantasy. This is a marketing system being marketed today, and not only big machines, but they're coming to the D5, D6, D7 next year. So this is coming to high volume machines that lots of people are using. And if you consider the potential for one operator to work on 3 different job sites within the same hour or half hour or 15 minutes, it can really solve a lack of operators situation for a lot of companies.
Real-time cameras, so I know exactly what's going on in that machine, just as if I were sitting in the cab. We're just transferring material from a bunker to a different bunker. I also have my kick out, so my return to dig, I'm activating with my right hand, and my return to ground, lower kick out we call it. I've got really good visibility. I have good implement response, just as if I were in the machine as well. These controls are very responsive, and there's The delay is no different than if you were in the machine itself. Very fast, very quick, very precise. We actually loaded a truck yesterday here on site in Vegas for the first time. Worked very well, and you'll get to see that later on in one of the demos later on this week. So I'm going to go ahead and make one more pass here, and then we're going to switch to another machine. I have a green indicator there in the middle of that front camera that gives me my articulation angle. You might notice that it lines up with that tilt cylinder, so I know exactly where the articulation angle is. You can see I'll turn here to park. I'll line it up with that tilt cylinder, lower the bucket, secure it by setting the park brake implement lock, and now I'm going to switch over here on the left side of the screen to the D6. And this tractor is in Illinois, so we're switching from North Carolina to Illinois, and now that fast we're in Illinois in a machine live. As the screen comes up, I'm going to talk a little bit about grade over here on the right.
We've been talking about electrification in construction equipment, mostly in light construction equipment, for a long time, and there have been demonstration machines on so many show floors. But we're actually seeing machines that are companies are taking orders on and getting ready to deliver. Case had a 14-foot backhoe loader that the first models will be delivered next month. That's all electric.
There's three main benefits here I want to talk to you about. The first is reduced service and maintenance costs. We've taken the diesel engine out of the machine and replaced it with an electric battery. So all of your daily maintenance checks, like checking the oil, checking the air filter, checking your coolant levels, you don't have to worry about doing that anymore. You're not going to get dirty, and you're not going to pay to fix the diesel engine and maintain it anymore. The other thing I want to talk to you about is zero emissions. This machine, now that we've gotten rid of that engine, is just battery powered. There's zero emissions, so that's going to benefit the community, it's going to benefit your operator, and it's going to benefit the other workers on the job site. The other thing I want to talk to you about is reduced noise. When this machine is running and idling, there's zero noise. You're not going to hear it at all. Once it's at full load, there's just a quiet whining of the machine, and it has very reduced noise pollution.
Electric machines in booths that kind of got my attention were things like the all-electric Bobcat skid steer loader. They had prototype machines, their smallest machine and a mini excavator, but they also had a skid steer loader that was literally all electric, that all the hydraulics had been removed and the electric actuators did the bucket work.
The loader behind me is an all-electric T76, and the all-electric defines that there's no fluid running through the machine. So your battery pack is replacing your traditional engine, and then all of your hydraulic components are being replaced by ball joint actuators. So an actuator that is run by an electronic brain in the back of the machine, and if you look through the machine, there's all of your hoses are replaced by wires, and there's no traditional mechanics inside the machine.
I see. So is that the concept machine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's our concept machine. So not to market yet.
Yeah.
We have operable machines out in our industry and with customers, testing them.
Yeah.
So it's not an unrealized concept, but not commercialized yet.
Yeah.
We've met all of the same specifications that our traditional machines have, and the
performance specifications.
Performance specifications. And the beauty about electronics is that it's all coded, so you really aren't inhibited by any of your traditional mechanics, where you've got hydraulics and brake, things that are impeding breakout speed and lift capacity and all of those. Since you can code it, it's really it's relative to how long do you want your battery to last, and how much power do you need to use to do the job. And
JLG is introducing an all-electric scissor lift. Again, no hydraulics, electric actuators, basically a maintenance-free scissor lift. All of the weird social and economic and medical issues aside, this was truly a technology advancement show, and we're really looking forward to seeing what happens next as these technologies continue to penetrate not just machines but into your work.
For Construction Pros editor Larry Stewart. In other construction-related news, the nation added 273,000 jobs in the month of February, far surpassing what analysts had predicted. It's the second time in a row the economy churned out a blockbuster number of jobs, despite the early advent of the coronavirus outbreak. The jobless rate is now ticked down to 3.5%, and the construction sector, added by an unusual stretch of warm weather nationwide, picked up 42,000 jobs. U.S. Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao met with House lawmakers at the end of February and told them President Trump's legislative vision for the national highway system is being finalized. The Secretary met with a combined session of House members from the Transportation, Housing and Urban Development and Appropriations Committees. Committee members are scrambling to reauthorize the 2015 FAST Act highway bill that expires September 30th. The key item under discussion is a clear pathway to ensuring long-term funding for highway systems. The White House has yet to signal a clear plan forward. In closing, we are judged by what we finish, not by what we start. This is Construction News Tracker, looking over the industry that makes the world a better place. Presented by Caterpillar and produced by 4constructionpros.com. Follow us on social media at Twitter using hashtag Construction News, YouTube at 4constructionpros, and on Facebook at /4constructionpros, as the streaming web never ends.
Construction News Tracker is presented by Caterpillar and produced by 4constructionpros.com.